Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What can you tell us about the deadly incident occurred at Randall Island Saturday? And is this an indicator that maybe the city has to start thinking about metal detectors on the shelters?
Yeah, the team was already looking at, bringing metal detectors to the shelters, and that is a part of our goal, public safety. Commissioner Isco, you could probably go into the particular incident. Was that into the particular incident that happened at the location?
Yeah, I'm happy to, sir. So there was, the incident is still under investigation, but essentially there was an altercation in the chow line at the dining facility there that unfortunately led to one of the guests there being killed with a knife. The NYPD, I was there on the scene with them late into the night, along with another of other folks from the administration. They're doing their investigation. I don't know, Ted, if you have anything else that you want to add to that, or if there's any other details that haven't been reported that you're looking for specifically from that incident.
Cameras, in addition to the metal detectors, the New York City Police Department and our team, we're going to utilize visual technology. We're going to put cameras in many of the sites and locations. And due to the quick response of the security team that's there and NYPD, we were able to make at least one apprehension. One person is in custody. And as Commissioner Isco stated, it's still an investigation. But it's horrific, to have someone come here to pursue the American dream and see it turn into a nightmare, to lose a life. It's really unfortunate that we lost this young man. And we're going to continue to find those who are responsible. The overwhelming number of migrant asylum seekers, they come here to be part of this great American experience. And there's a numerical small number who would do something violent like that. And we're going to carry out the full extent of law enforcement to bring them to justice.
No, we're good.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, happy Monday.
Thank you.
I just want to circle back on the deadly incident and also the stabbing that happened outside St. Bridget's School over the weekend as well.
Which one was that stabbing?
There was a stabbing in line at St. Bridget's School, the reticketing center in the East Village. So the city is spending up to $25,000 per day at some shelter sites and these things on security. So at this point, how do these incidents even happen? We're spending such a high price tag on this. And are you reevaluating some of these contracts? And just a second question, circling back on the bus companies and Governor Murphy putting out his letter today, was this part of the political calculus to have this rolling executive orders throughout the region as the bus drops? Because it seems like the lawsuit kind of hinges upon bad faith, right? So this gave them the option to choose to operate in bad faith dropping off in New Jersey. If you had had a coordinated executive order in the whole region, that would not have been possible and the lawsuits wouldn't have been possible.
The council could go into that. And there's a lot of coordination that's going on. But the security, it's like I had a meeting this weekend with our entire team where we're doing a complete analysis of the security, beefing up our training, better coordination. We put in place a few mobilization concepts so that we could shift manpower when it's needed. We broke down our locations into a color-coded scheme, red, green, yellow, green being that everything is stabilized, red is where we may have some issues, and yellow is sort of wavering. And Tim Pearson, Commissioner Isco, our police personnel, we're going to be having a coordinated meeting with all of the security personnel to bring them all together. We're putting signs at our location that's going to state the code of conduct. We're bringing clarity to the whole process. To answer your question directly, could something like this happen with the amount that we're using on security? Often we look at incidents that happen. We don't see the incidents that never happen. Something like this can happen anywhere. You have thousands of people who are placed in an environment, where you're just dealing with the stress of being placed in that environment. And the security personnel that we have there, they have been doing an amazing job of ensuring that you're not seeing a high level of disturbance at the location. So This can happen anywhere. You know, people who have violent tendencies will carry out a violent act. And the number of cases and incidents that we're properly able to resolve without being heavy-handed is really commendable. But we always want to do better. We want to produce a better product, and that's what we did over the weekend. We had a two-day meeting over this, even prior to the stabbing, of really producing a better product, because public safety is a prerequisite to prosperity, no matter where you are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lisa.
Yeah, sure. First, I would say in response to your question that it was not a surprise or a shock that the state of Texas started busing and having their buses drop off in Jersey or just outside New York City after the executive order went into place on December 12th, because that's a similar pattern to what the state of Texas did in Chicago, after Chicago enacted an ordinance reasonably as a management tool for a humanitarian crisis. And then we've heard from the mayor of Chicago that the upshot was that Texas started busing to people in the middle of nowhere an hour or two outside and giving metro tickets. So there's a consistency. We hoped, is it really unreasonable in the middle of a humanitarian crisis to ask the cooperation and coordination of those who are transporting migrants to our city? But it does come back to extreme bad faith. This is not the relative who's driving someone to a home where someone can go in New York City. This is a political plan to target New York City and a few other cities. And it's in bad faith, and the bus companies have demonstrated their full participation in that bad faith plan, including by not cooperating with an executive order that's simply for notification to be a management tool. And instead of dropping in New York City on random streets in the dead of night, now they're pulling up at New Jersey transit stations in the dead of night without any notification and dropping people and giving them tickets to get on the train and arrive at New York City Penn Station. The impact is here, the effect is here, and the bad faith we submit is clear. So what we're trying to do, this is a dynamic situation, but the mayor is fond of saying we pivot and move. And that's what we're going to continue to do with a coalition of our partners.